Actually, you and Edward will have the house to yourself.
Try not to fuck too much.
Well, the sister, I like.
Yeah, why can't you just be gay and get with her instead?
I mean, you definitely don't want to have to get married because you weren't careful.
What?
But you know what I'm talking about. There's things that you need to think about if you're going to be physically intimate.
Okay, don't have the talk.
Well, it's
with me,
just
please.
as embarrassing for me as it is for you.
I doubt that. And don't bother, because Mom beat you to it like 10 years ago.
Well, you didn't have a boyfriend 10 years ago.
I'm sure things work the same way.
All right. So, you guys are taking precautions. And...
Okay, Dad, please just don't worry about that. Edward is old school.
Old school. Great. What's that, like code for something?
Oh my God, Dad, I'm a virgin.
Ah, okay, good. Glad we covered that.
Me too.
Virgin. Liking Edward a little bit more now.
Out of context, that sounded really weird. So Bella and Edward spend the night together. They get intimate, but Edward says that they won't fuck right then. I think he's the only guy in the universe to deny sex from their girlfriend. So Edward finally proposes and she says yes. And then we have a boring scene with the bad guys in it. And then we almost have a vampire sex scene. Stop blue-balling me. Now you're just ripping off Apocalypse Now!
I can't sleep with all that teeth chattering going on. You may need her toes someday. And let's face it, I am hotter than you.
What a lad. So then Jacob and Edward have an argument, because there wasn't plenty of them already, apparently. This scene is incredibly boring and literally takes up 5 minutes of the film.
Number one is when you said you'd marry me. Mrs. Cohen.
This is the 21st century. I at least want to hyphenate my name.
You're marrying him?
Even in snow, Jacob can't keep his shirt. I mean, Jesus Christ. Did it literally say in his contract he has to have his shirt off in every scene? In fact, it probably wouldn't surprise me, actually.
No, just Jake, stay.
Why?
Jake, stay so I can tease you because I'm a selfish bitch. So they finally kiss. Edward isn't very far away. I'm not sure you should be doing that. So finally we have the battle, which in all honesty has some pretty cool moments. But there is one thing I don't understand. If they're meant to be stronger and better than the other vampires, why are they made of glass? That's the worst design in the history of ever.
Riley, listen to me. Victoria's just using you to distract me. She knows I'll kill you. In fact, she'll be glad she doesn't have to deal with you anymore.
Don't listen, Riley. I told you about their mind tricks.
I can read her mind, so I know what she thinks of you.
She's probably thinking, thank God I'm not making another Shyamalan movie.
Think about it. You're from Forks. You know the area. That's the only reason she chose you.
Just do something!
He's lying.
No, he's not. He's Edward. Jacob jumps in and attacks him. Bella distracts the bad vampires by cutting herself.
Victoria!
Victoria! Why didn't you just do that first? Jacob then gets bitten. Shame. So the whatever the fuck's coming. So the little girl is killed because why the fuck not? Shit just got dark.
He's not as perfect as you think.
words of wisdom.
Let's not talk about that. I'd rather get all the re-breaking done at once. Well, at least I know I did everything I could.
Hurry up and finish the movie! What else do you have to do? There's 15 minutes of this film left, and all the major plot points have been resolved. I mean, what else is there to do? Fix Jacob? Well, you don't even do it in this film! What's the point? Just end it!
August 13th.
Yeah. It's a month before my birthday. I don't need to be another year older than you.
I don't think there's any point in me getting angry about her going off with Edward anymore. I mean, it's stupid, but at least in this film, Edward actually had a bit of personality and you could kind of see why they were together. In the last film, you couldn't see it at all. This film, you kind of do. It makes a bit more sense. So Bella and Edward go back to the field to talk about wedding plans.
I've always felt out of step. Like literally stumbling through my life. I've never felt normal.
And you're not
Because I'm not normal.
Oh, well, at least you know it. So finally we end the movie after Edward gives Bella the ring. And that was Twilight Eclipse. You're waiting to hear the big surprise that I promised in the beginning, weren't you? Well, you know, they did go back through the film and they kept everything that made the last film bad out of this one. They actually made a pretty decent movie. Hey, hear me out here. The relationships are actually developed in this one and aren't as mind-numbingly stupid. The acting's a massive improvement, the story is actually pretty good, and the film is really well shot and directed. Why is that, you may ask? Well, it's because they brought in the extremely talented director, David Slade. He directed two films that I really liked, Hard Candy and 30 Days of Night, both of which I've actually reviewed in the past. His style is very visual. He's one of the only directors I think that can actually kind of pull off shaky camera times. He also directed one of the best episodes of Breaking Bad, so that instantly puts him in my good book. But don't get me wrong, this film is not perfect. There are many stupid moments, but sadly not enough to make me hate the movie. Eclipse was a massive surprise, and if the next two movies suck, then this could be the best in the series. It's not perfect, it's not fantastic, but it's good, I guess. It's not great, not terrible, it's just in the middle. Right. The next two movies are linked. I was originally going to do a big two-part, like 2-hour video, but I'm not going to do that anymore. Because that means I'd have to watch them both in a row, and I think I'd go insane if I watched them both in a row, but then I think I'm going insane already. I mean, I actually gave a Twilight movie a good review. Alright, I guess that's it. I'll see you next week on Hollywood Beatdown. I'm off to get on the candy bus in Germany.